So on Sunday we celebrated Radhashtami, which is the most important day in Krishna's calendar. Everyone has calendar and important days, and for Krishna, the most important day is the appearance of Srimati Radhika. When Krishna was coming to go this mortal world for all of us to display his pastimes, he tells Mother Radharani that you shall also go with me. And she says, no, I will not go because there is so much I will have to see which is not connected with you. There are so many things happening in this world where people are not bothered about you. I'll have to hear so many things which are not about you. So I do not want to go, and there is no Vrindavan, there is no Govardhan, there is no Yamuna, so I will not go. Right? That's why there's no Vrindavan. I always want to remember you, hear about you, think about you, always be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And I don't want for a moment also to be separated from your consciousness. Right? So these verses that we are talking is actually glorification of the qualities of Srimati Radharani. Because Radharani is the abode of devotion, right? Bhakti. What pleases Krishna is bhakti. Because bhakti is a part, bhakti is Srimati Radharani's love, right? So that is why all these verses actually speaking about qualities of love. What are these verses speaking? Qualities of love, right? So when you learn these verses considering your personal connection with Krishna, then these verses will become very meaningful. But if you do not really intend for a personal relationship with Krishna, then these verses will not mean much to all of us. Then Krishna said, don't worry, Srimati Radharani. I've already sent Vrindavan. I've also already sent Govardhan and Yamuna and everything down there. So when you go, you will always be in Sri Vrindavan Dham with Govardhan, with everything. And then she said, oh, they've already gone. But it's my desire, my dear Lord, my dear Krishna, that when I appear there, the first thing that I should witness is you. I should not see anything but you. So in Sri Vrindavan Dham at Barsana, Vrishabhanu Maharaj for a long time was waiting to have a child. And one day when he goes to plow his field and make arrangements, he's king of Barsana. And then when he goes and he takes bath in Yamuna, he sees 1,000 petal lotus. And on the 1,000 petal lotus, there is a golden baby girl. Obviously, Radharani is special. And he becomes so happy that he brings that baby girl, golden baby girl, home and gives it to his wife. What is the name of Srimati Radharani's mother? Kirtida. What is Krishna's mother's name? Yashoda. And Kirti, Yash, right? One who gives Kirti. So Kirtida becomes so happy to see this beautiful golden baby girl, and they become completely blessed. That the Lord has heard their prayers, and such a golden girl is there. But one thing about this golden girl, that she would not open her eyes. Her eyes would be always closed, right? They'll always be closed. So then, obviously, they could see the eyes. Obviously, all her senses, they were all closed. They were not experiencing, isn't it? So they were very happy but that happiness was mixed with some sorrow. That, here is a beautiful baby girl, but she doesn't speak. She doesn't give any symptom whatsoever of any consciousness, right? So then Vrishabhanu Maharaj would become a little unhappy because of having a baby girl and she's not responding. And one day there's a celebration at Vrishabhanu's house and they invite everyone. So Vrindavan's Nandagaon's Raja also is invited. Who is he? Nanda, Yashoda, and the baby Krishna is invited. And they all come for the celebration, and Krishna knows what's happening. So Krishna crawls, and goes to the cradle where Srimati Radhika is lying completely, all her senses, every jnanendriya, karmendriya, everything is frozen. And then at that point of time, Krishna, takes the support of the cradle, looks over, and the moment Krishna looks over, right, and sparsha, gandha, everything, and immediately it's like the senses of Srimati Radharani get activated. As Krishna looks over, Srimati Radharani's eyes like a lotus bloom. You know, she is the beauty personified, or all beauty emanates from Radharani. So every part of the sense it's activated. And that was a promise Krishna gave, that when you would start to see, I will be there. And that completely, Srimati Radharani is samadhi in Krishna. Uh, you can understand from the mood of Srimati Sita Devi. Mother Sita is here. When after Ravan was killed, and in the palki, Mother Sita was to be brought, and Lord Ram says, "Tell her to walk. Why she should come in the palki?" The message comes that Lord Ram has already killed Ravana, and then she's told, "Okay, you walk." And then when Mother Sita comes, Lord says, "Okay, so I have done my part to protect the virtue and the man of Ayodhya. Mother Sita, you know, I have protected and released you. And now you can go anywhere you want." Right? Lord Ram says, because she stayed for a year at Ravana's place, so the whole world will say something. So Lord Ram says, "So now I have done my duty of being a king and I've released you. Now you can go anywhere." And Mother Sita's heart completely gets shattered hearing these words of Lord Ram. Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, you know, their consciousness is so grave. They're so soft, but they're very grave. Kusuma dapi komalam, and vajra dapi kathoram. And the Lord says these words, everyone starts literally shaking, the Vanaras, and you know, and Lord Ram says, "Lakshman, tell her." And then Lakshman, Mother Sita says, "What is the use of living if this is what I have to face? Oh Lakshman, please prepare for my funeral. I will enter fire." Lakshman's situations very difficult. And he goes, makes arrangements for and he cannot say no. Das me, puts all the word. Then Mother Sita comes. The fire is lit, Agni Dev. And Mother Sita talks to Agni. He says, "My dear Agni, in the last 1 year, if even for a moment, if I have not remembered Lord Sri Ram with utmost love and devotion, not just remembered, with utmost love and devotion, and the only thing surviving my life, just like the breath survives the life of a person, I am survived by the Lord's remembrance and remembrance at every moment. If even for, maybe 1/11th the moment, Nimesha, I have not remembered Lord Ram, oh Agni, you can consume me. Tell me, can anyone say that? Right? We can say, my dear Lord, in 1 year, if I have remembered you, consider my case. And Mother Sita enters fire, and Agni just gets her back to Lord Ram's presence and is declared to the whole world that Mother Sita is Samadhi in Lord Ram. And Mother Sita is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani's Samadhi in Krishna is so intense. The yogi Samadhi is one by infinity of the absorption of Mother Radharani, filled with love and devotion, right? That is the quality of Srimati Radhika, right? When Lord Ram comes, he is Maryada Purushottam. He wants to teach to the whole world what is being an ideal king, what is an ideal of everything. So at that point of time, he personifies ideality. So when the king has to put a law, put dharma, and Hare Krishna, a washerman says, I am not like Lord Ram, that is consort stayed for an year. You didn't, and I will just be okay. So Lord Ram had already done Agni Pariksha, and the whole world witnessed it. But this washerman, out of his envy or whatever the quality, he still used that as an example. She's all pure, but then she used that example. But if the king can do it, it can become like a license. So the Lord knew that this will create a wrong precedence and practice. And it is the response, and for a king, his responsibility of a king is more important than his own personal family. Then only you can be a king. If you are a king because it gives enough facility for your family, he says that is not kingship. Kingship means first live for the country and then sacrifice. That is kingship. So when people want to take Ram Rajya and become position of Lord Ram, they should also know the character of being a king. Then people will say, आप पदवी ले लीजिए, हम कुछ और करते हैं. अगर इतना डेडिकेशन, इतना सैक्रिफाइस है, राजा आप बनिए. आज लोग डिमांड किसकी करते हैं? What are the rights I will get if I take the position? Everywhere, what are people talking? What are my rights? But nobody is asking, what are my responsibilities? Isn't it? Everybody is talking about rights. Nobody is talking about responsibility. If you do your responsibility, you will automatically inherit your rights. Right? If everyone does their responsibilities, automatically it will ensure the other person to give you those rights. People are not talking about responsibility, they're talking always about the advantage, the facility, the maja and of the positions. But when you take positions on behalf of the Lord, it is for service and it is for sacrifice. So, because Lord Ram is playing the role of a king, so then he displays that Maryada. That is why we say Maryada Purushottam, right? But Krishna would not do like that. Well, Krishna is Purna Purushottam. Krishna is setting the example of his Bhagavata. And for the Lord, the highest dharma is prema, bhakti. That is the highest transaction the Lord has. Right? No, it is mentioned. Kirtidas in there. No problem. Actually, the the aspect of Srimati Radharani is not a subject for Laukik discussion. It is not a free subject to talk about. It is the most confidential aspect to talk about. Just like you're talking with your people, you don't start really speaking about your wife, your personal dealings with, and what's about it. That's not a thing that comes out in any gathering. you know and obviously this is the most exalted. So it is said, who can understand Srimati Radharani? One who has got prema. जिसके हृदय में प्रेम विकसित हुआ है, वो भगवान की लीलाओं को समझ सकते हैं. One who has no material desire in their hearts. Can we put a hand on a heart and says all empty? It's full. so so to get entrance in Vrindavan, you should have no material desire. Mahaprabhu, when he was performing Sankirtan in Srivan Sagan, what was the qualification to enter the door and be part of the Kirtan? Right? Mahaprabhu was doing Kirtan in Srivan Sagan. What was the qualification to enter the Kirtans? He says, the person who is entering the Kirtan should not have even one material desire in the heart. Then you're qualified for Kirtan. Completely empty. Filled with only devotees who had prema. Because what Mahaprabhu was performing was Prem Sankirtan. Only for the satisfaction of Supreme Lord. But obviously, for Chaitanya is merciful. At one point of time, the doors became open and the Sankirtan from Shiva Sagan went on the roads to Chandkasi's place. Right? And at that time, the Prem Sankirtan became available to the whole world. Right? This is something about Srimati Radharani. And why I wanted to mention is all these verses that we're talking is the quality of Srimati Radharani. Sharanagati, surrender, is actually the quality of Srimati Radharani. And it is only through Sharanagati you can get Krishna. Only through that love you can get Krishna. No qualification, no erudition, no prestige, no wealth, no strength. Any of the material things will not qualify us for devotion. Raghunath Das Goswami, one of the Goswamis, I will say this and we'll come to the discussion and connect it to our discussion today. Raghunath Das Goswami offers a prayer. Obviously, he offers a very intimate prayer. He says, my only prayer is to be a servant of Srimati Radhika. He said, without Srimati Radharani, Vrindavan has no appeal for me. Without Srimati Radharani, Vrindavan has no appeal for me. What to say of Vrindavan? Even Krishna does not have appeal for me without Radharani. Right? O Srimati Radhika, it is only my prayer that I can become a servant of the servant of the servant of your servant. That is only my prayer. This is Raghunath Das Goswami, who is the highest acharya of prema. Prayojanacharya. So, what is Raghunath Das Goswami saying? That without Radharani, even Vrindavan has no appeal. Without Radharani, even Krishna has no appeal, right? Obviously, his prayer and his devotion is not we can fathom. We cannot fathom the depth of the ocean. But we can understand a principle. The principle that we can understand is Srimati Radharani is devotion personification. So if you do not have devotion, if you do not have attitude of service, then being in Vrindavan does not make any sense. You approach Krishna and you don't have a desire to serve him, desire to offer him your love, then you will not have appeal. You come to a place and you do not have devotion, Krishna, Vrindavan devotees, will they ever have any appeal? Oh. So without attitude of service, सेवा भाव अगर नहीं है, भक्ति और प्रेम का भाव अगर नहीं है, या एटलीस्ट उसकी अनुप्रेरणा नहीं है, तो फिर ओनली वो एक एक्सटर्नल सुपरफिशियल एक्टिविटी होगा, and will get tired after some time. Prabhupada said, if you do not regularly hear, then the deities from Vigraha will become Galagraha. Galagraha मतलब गले में बोझ बन जाएगा. अगर भक्ति नहीं है, भगवान की सेवा बोझ लगने लगेगी. अपने मजे के लिए करना अपने को कहाँ बोझ लगता है. अपने लिए कुछ भी करते हैं. एक मन की इच्छा को पूरा करने के लिए अपना पूरा प्लानिंग ही कुछ और कर लेते हैं, और भगवान की थोड़ी सेवा करने के लिए भार लगता है. So Prabhupada said, if we do not regularly hear and nourish ourselves with devotion, then doing devotion will become very burdensome. Right? So why by hearing it will not become burdensome? Because that is associating with devotees who have devotion. So when you associate with devotees who have devotion, we also get affected and enthused by that devotion. And then we also feel to serve. Right? So without devotion or without the attitude of service, which is the quality of Srimati Radharani, right? So bhakti is actually glorifying Srimati Radharani's qualities, because Krishna only gets attracted by Srimati Radharani. Right? When we offer devotion, Krishna is appealed because that is expansion of her love. Right? That is why the most important commodity is devotion, is service, seva ka bhav. And for us, more practical, when we use the word love, Prabhupada said seva. And seva means not an emotion, practical. Prabhupada said bhakti means devotional service. अगर आप कहते हो भक्ति करते हो, तो आप भगवान के लिए क्या करते हो? Prabhupada was a practical acharya. He said there are enough people talking theory doing nothing. Right? आज के आनंद की, उसके बाद सब अपने भोग वृत्ति में लगे. तो कौन से आनंद की? भगवान के आनंद की या हमारे मजे की? So Prabhupada said नौटंकी नहीं. Do something practical. Bhakti is just not an emotion of the heart you talk. Emotion will come when the material desires go away. Till that time, we will only smell with all the impure things. It is not possible. Krishna tolerates our service. Krishna is not excited. Right? So the quality that is important for all of us is practical attitude of service. And we demonstrate it. Every day we demonstrate our service to Krishna. Not once in a year or once a while. It's every day. If you mean devotion, then it means action. And that is what is the theme of this verse. Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhosi dadas yat tapasvasi kaunteya tat kurashva madarpanam. This is actually uh, the quality of devotion, which is, uh, Atmanivedanam. 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 Sharanagati has many symptoms. Karpanya, Atmanivedanam, Goptrutve Varanam, Avasharakhive Krishna. All these things will come. We're talking about the limbs of Sharanagati. There are 6 limbs. The first one is Karpanya. Karpanya means humility. First quality of surrender is, when you say we have to offer surrender, the first aspect of surrender is humility, Karpanya. Humility means we feel helpless and we depend on Krishna. That is humility, right? If you're feeling helpless and you're feeling depending on Krishna, that is the first symptom of Sharanagati, right? The second symptom of Sharanagati is Atmanivedana. We will expand it in, because each topic is an oceanic subject for our practice, right? The second aspect of Sharanagati is Atmanivedanam, which is this verse. Atmanivedanam means we have no interest other than an interest connected with Krishna. No. Uh, this means only whatever we do, we only have interest in it if it's connected to Krishna. No, 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 no. No, vested interest is not the real thing. Yes. I'll give you an example. Just like for a wife, the husband is the center, right? He's the only person the world she deals with. Similarly, for us, Krishna is a husband. If we have, apart from our husband, we have so many other people we want to please, right? The only interest is your Swami. You have so many other interests. So, for the wife, she understands, if I assist my husband, that's my life. According to the Shastras, the Vedic scriptures, the husband becomes a nice devotee and does everything, and the wife assists the husband. Wherever the husband goes, the wife will also go there. 50% of the husband sadhana will go to the wife, because the wife is only assisting the husband. So the sevak only has to serve. He doesn't need to qualify also. Anyway, there are more deeper calculations. But the point that I'm trying to say, when I'm talking of Atmanivedanam, it basically means, like for the wife, the husband, and assisting the husband, and doing everything in connection with the interest of the husband, and not having any other interest. Anything connected to Krishna only. मजा करेंगे कृष्ण को सेंटर में करके, खाएंगे पिएंगे कृष्ण को जो मजा लगता है, कुछ भी करेंगे स्वामी के साथ करेंगे, स्वामी को छोड़ के कुछ नहीं करेंगे, फिर वो व्यभिचार हो जाएगा, राइट? ममचयो अव्यभिचारेण भक्ति योगेन सेवते. भक्ति कैसी है? अव्यभिचारी है. This is the second one. Atmanivedan means, in one sense, I would coin the word, like the first aspect of surrender is humility. The second aspect of surrender is chastity, being chaste. Right? Like Radharani would only dress to make Krishna happy, not to make anyone else in the market happy. Right? So why do you do what you do? Who are you trying to please? Who is your Swami in your life? So our Swami should be our Guru, Krishna, Acharyas. Why are we working hard? What are the austerities we are forming? तो यहाँ पे कह रहे हैं यत करोषि, जो भी आप करते हो, यद अश्नासि, जो भी आप खाते हो, यद जुहोसी, वॉट एवर यू ऑफर, यद तपस्वसी, वॉट एवर तपस्या यू परफॉर्म, वॉट एवर यू do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So who should be the target of our all this hard work? Krishna. कुछ भी करो, टारगेट कौन होना चाहिए? कृष्ण. फिर चलेगा. Connect all your actions, yes, but do all actions connected to Krishna only. Right? As for a devotee, do everything connected to Krishna. Right? One aspect is whatever we are doing. Yes, so then that is the symptom. And everything we do, chastity. Only interest is Krishna. No other interest other than Krishna. That is called, this is like Ananya aspect, right? Ananya. Koi anya nahi, sirf Krishna. So we have party with Krishna, right? We would not celebrate a party if Krishna is not there. That's not going to be of some meaning for us, isn't it? That's how it works. It's just like it said, the scriptures say, yeah, whoever is a Swami, you do it for them. So this we are talking about those who are trying to become Ananya devotees, जो भक्ति को पूर्णतः अपने हृदय में धारण करना चाहते हैं. We are not talking this subject, we are not talking for general. But if you're serious about love, then this is your problem. Right? Otherwise, we are only talking, but we're not doing. So, it will not make you a lover of Krishna, it will take you away. Simple. See, for a devotee, is more concerned if he is increasing his devotion. The other aspect, पाप मिलेगा, पुण्य मिलेगा, वो तो secondary है. मतलब वो विचार, this thing. हाँ, I mean से आज के कल्चर में ये तत्व समझाना मुश्किल है. Because everybody is living a life where they are not committed to anyone fully. You know, it's like time sharing. So to understand this concept is also a little difficult to become Ananya, right? But this is what Krishna says he expects. Whatever you do, so the verse looks very simple in one way. कि जो कर रहे हैं ठीक है भगवान को ऑफर कीजिए. Are we really having Krishna as our center? He is the interest. Whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, the target is Krishna, whatever be your activity. जैसे कि Pruthu Maharaj was offering worship of yagya to the devatas. He's a pure devotee. He's doing tapasya of devatas. So one may say, अरे ये pure devotee कैसे हो गया? But why is he offering those yagyas? Because as a king, he needs to bring some facilities for his kingdom. And when he is worshipping the devatas, he is worshipping them as representatives of Krishna. Right? Very clear. I am worshipping the devatas, who is like the Surya is the eye of the Lord, Indra is the arm of the Lord. So I'm only getting involving with Krishna. He's not involving with anyone. Right? So even if apparently they may be doing, but the target is Krishna. Because love means you have one target, right? How do you say you love somebody and they are not your absorption? So sometimes I call you, sometimes I call someone else also. I share my love with so many. Then where is it love? Right? And whenever we want to prove someone our love, they will want to know whether it is exclusive or not, right? Yeah, I think chastity people understand it more, right? Commitment people understand very less, right? Which word is more? Yeah, with the person there is full connectivity, full connectivity. Atmanivedana. That is Atmanivedana. So this verse is actually speaking to me. Anything you do it for me. Anything want you give it, give it for me. Any tapasya, do it for my pleasure. Everything. In Vrindavan, the gopis would perform Katyayani Vrata. हम से अरे ये तो ब्रजवासी हैं, ये क्या कात्यायनी व्रत कर रहे हैं? But when they go to Mother Katyayani, what do they ask? We want Krishna as our husband. What is the target? भाव मतलब what is the goal? क्यों कर रहे हैं हम जो कर रहे हैं? What is our goal? अगर हम अपने हृदय में पूछें जो भी हम कर रहे हैं क्यों कर रहे हैं, क्या कृष्ण है उसका कारण? तो जब हम गुरु की सेवा करते हैं, गुरु मेक श्योर whatever you do, you're doing it for Krishna. And anything else you propose, he will say, drop it. If you cannot plan it connected to Krishna, you're hurting yourself. Right? So Mother Katyayani, they're worshipping because they want Krishna as their husband. So that means, why are they doing it? To the extent in the Rasa Leela, when all the gopis are searching for Krishna, at one place, Krishna takes the form of Vishnu and sits. That's a place called Paita in Vrindavan. वहां पे बैठ जाते हैं श्री विष्णु, four-handed. Krishna has become four-handed. So all the gopis searching for Krishna come there and they see Vishnu, and immediately, because Vishnu, what do you do when you see Vishnu? Full obeisances. They pay obeisances to Vishnu. Oh my dear Lord Vishnu Narayan, our obeisances unto you. We have only one prayer. Please tell me which way Krishna has gone. So with four hands, Vishnu says, "Ye, this direction." So then gopis run away. They don't stop at Vishnu also. He says, ठीक है, blessing क्या चाहिए विष्णु जी आपसे? कृष्ण कहाँ है बता दीजिए हमको. And then Srimati Radharani comes and then she tells, "Oh Vishnu, oh Narayan, please tell me which way Krishna has gone." And he shows four hands and two hands fall off. Krishna cannot put imitation. Because Krishna had put up an imitation as Vishnu. But when Radharani asks, Krishna comes to his original form. He is not able to maintain his Vishnu form. Because of pure devotion, he is unable. So it's revealed. You see the gopis go to Vishnu but ask for Krishna. This is called Yat Karoshi, Yadashnasi, Yachu. Obviously, they are doing it at the highest epitome level. Because when we are telling we want to become surrendered, we also want to go to Braj, right? कहाँ जाना चाहते हैं? गोलोका एक्सप्रेस. यश प्रभु को कहाँ से इंस्पिरेशन मिले? Yes, he has written the whole our program is Golok Express. So there's no discussion of any other place. Anyone here want to get off the express and land somewhere else? तो ब्रज जाना है तो फिर ब्रज की भक्ति को स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा, और भक्ति और सेवा करेंगे तो फिर भाव आएगा, राइट? सो वृंदावन, द टारगेट इज कृष्णा. एनीथिंग यू डू, द टारगेट इज. मदर यशोदा is working hard. Nanda Baba, busy. Who is Nanda? Is a Vaishya. Mercantile community. Busy doing trade and commerce of milk and milk items. Right? But now you may say, Prabhuji, how is it connected to Krishna? Because they're only doing it so that it would nourish Krishna, make arrangements for Krishna, create their target is Krishna. They may be running a big enterprise, but they are doing it for Krishna. How do you know you're doing for Krishna or not? The Lord is expert in taking exams. If you say, आपके लिए कर रहा हूं, चलो आजमा लेते हैं, दुनिया को दिखा देते हैं, आपको भी दिखा देते हैं, कर किस लिए रहे हैं, आप मेरे लिए या किसी और के लिए. तो जब परिस्थिति आती है, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो जाता है. Right? Isn't it? At the difficult situations, our faith is tested. Our faith is strengthened. So it is said, for people who are sincere, difficult situations will make them more sincere. And for people who are not really for the cause, difficult situations will help them become more complaining and more go away from Krishna. They will say, अरे भक्ति किया हमने, इतना कुछ किया भगवान के लिए, इसी दिन के लिए कि हमारे जीवन में ऐसे उथल पुथल हो जाए और प्रभु जी कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं. Are we sure he's there? Devotee starts thinking. That means the Lord is saying, भाई आपका एजेंडा उतना मेरे लिए नहीं था. Right? So Mother Durga will test and Krishna will also test. Just like if you tell someone, I love you, you will want to test the love of the person. We always want to test relationships. Unconsciously, we are competent in testing. So we always want to be convinced, right? We're always wanting to be convinced. So Krishna also, as a lover, would always like to get convinced. You're at the right address only now. कहीं और जाना था, यहाँ फंस तो नहीं गया. Right? So yajjuhosi. So this is the quality of Krishna, surrender, atmanivedanam. Right? The next verse, Shubha Shubha Falereva Moksha Se Karma Bandhana. So basically, how we understand whether we're going right or wrong. First of all, this is a quality, right? That just like in relationships, we don't reach 100% immediately. It's a process. But at least as a commitment, we are clear that we are committed with this person for life. Make sense? Now, that may not be 100%, but we are in the process. Similarly, for us, we are committed that Krishna आप ही के साथ करना है. That is clear. And now there may be so many things in our heart which are plus and minus. Make sense what I'm saying? So how do we, so now what we are doing is we are not in perfection of love. We are in practice of perfect love. We are practitioners. We are not siddha. Siddha means perfect, spontaneous. We are not spontaneous. We are spontaneous, yes, for material things. There nobody has to push us. We are practicing devotees. So as a practicing devotee, you always ask Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. In this situation, what would mean that I am on the track? We don't figure it out unless we refer to the Shastra and understand it. Right? Just like if you want to become a surgeon, and or you want to become a lawyer, you want to become any profession, you want to become expert, whether in the market, you always find from an expert what to do in this situation. वो बोलेगा मैं इस situation में कैसे करना चाहिए, right? Because it is the matter, if सर्जरी कर रहा है तो किसी के लाइफ एंड डेथ की बात है, तुम बोलेगा थोड़ा मैं माथा लगा लेता हूँ, तो बेचारा वो व्यक्ति का प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. So similarly, we're investing our life. So we better always check whether what is the thing. Like Prabhupada, what is his recommendation? How we can have a practicing Krishna consciousness in our life. How should we prioritize our sadhana? Given opportunity, where we should make investments. Now we may have our understanding, and the Acharya is giving what will work. So now you follow with consultation. That is how, because we are not perfect, so the inspiration will not come for us from within. The inspiration from within will be different, not necessary. So we all, even if you do get an inspiration, you always confirm. Mahaprabhu, when he got Diksha and he chanted Hare Krishna and he got Ashta Satvik Vikar, he went to his Guru Ishwar Puri and confirmed, Ki mantra dila Goshai, Ki tara bal, जपीते जपीते होइनु पागल. मैं हरिनाम कर रहा हूं और उद्वेग हो जा रहा है, अष्ट सात्विक विकार हो जा रहा है. He went to his guru, the supreme personality, Lord Chaitanya. Krishna himself is confirming from his guru that I chant Hare Krishna, I get these symptoms, I'm feeling like this. What is your confirmation, my guru? This is humility. Humility means मैं भगवान हूं फिर भी कंसल्ट करता हूं. Right? He went into ecstasy. So then Ishwar Puri said, my dear son, you have got Krishna prema. It's like that, you're infected with prem rog. So you fix a quota, and make sure you do that much for sure. Right? All of us, we always recommend have a quota. Fix a quota, and that much you do, whatever be your engagements. 27 rounds. So we आगे बढ़ते रहो. Right? In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So, what is being spoken here is the concept we always have spoken: karma, vikarma, akarma. Vikarma means yes, against the scriptures, against all the principles of devotion, right? Basically, if you're not following scriptures and doing activity, that is vikarma. And Kali Yuga, how many people follow scriptures? Huh? So then their activities, are they karma? It's they're doing actions, but if it's not according to the codes, it will become punishable. Just like you don't follow the laws of the government. Like it has become like traffic has become very strict. If it goes beyond 60 or 65, 70, immediately you get a challan. Right? None of you have got any challans? Huh? That's why everybody is so cool. You understand? You just went over speed. Maybe you got a little enthusiastic or you did not conscious. but the guy records it and sends it, right? And at some point of time, he gets it credited from your account. उसको पता है कभी तो तुमको मेरी जरूरत पड़ेगी, तब वसूली ले लो. उसी प्रकार पाप कर्म का काम होता है. Anything you do which is not according to the scriptures, it will give you reactions. And one may think, मैं स्पीड तोड़ दिया, रूल तोड़ दिया, कुछ नहीं हुआ, राइट? कभी ये क्वेश्चन सब लोग करते हैं ना, प्रभु जी वो तो सब तोड़ता है फिर भी उसका कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, और हमको थोड़े में ही हिसाब किताब चल रहा है, isn't it? तो बोलो भाई चालान कट चुका है, हाँ, रिकॉर्ड में भी पहुंच चुका है, उसको अभी जस्ट वसूली बाकी है. तो जो भी इधर उधर का कार्य कर रहे हैं उनके लिए सिर्फ वसूली बाकी है, isn't it? एक बार में ही पकड़ेगा और सब वसूली कर ले. So that is called vikarma. What is karma? Karma means you act as per the scriptures, but your motivation is not devotion to Krishna fully. You can have many other motivations. I want to become heavenly. I want enjoyment. Uh, I do this yagya so that there'll be phalo, phulo, this and that, material results, so many other things. Sukh aaye, sampatti aaye, कष्ट मिटे तन का, right? Isn't it? There's so many other motivations. So those motivations are there, but yes, they are under regulation. They are under regulation. At least that is one good point of karma, is people are regulated and they're doing their duties. Actually, to be honest, even this platform, we find it very rare, right? People being dutiful and committed to the responsibilities. Today, people are saying, we are not happy in doing our duty. So, should we still stick to our duty? Right? Isn't it? Very strange. But today, Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga has become so much of working for enjoyment. Everyone's motivation is working for enjoyment. So, it does not motivate people to do their duty. आज की दुनिया क्या है? मुझको जो मजा आता है मैं करता हूं, मजा नहीं आता है, गेट आउट ऑफ माई लाइफ, राइट? Till the time you give fun, stay home. No fun, go out. Relationships break, moment, transactions stop, right? But the Vedic culture is a culture of duty. Duty means even if it's inconvenient, I do it because it's my duty. Just like I was telling you an example, a couple who come to the temple, they have, you know, a family that comes to the temple, you know, they have two sons. One son is in Canada, big job, big everything. And the second son is crippled. He's like 35 years old, but he's like a baby. Spinal issues, so he cannot even sit properly. And his intelligence is like, like 35, but intelligence is like 8-year-old person or something, right? But I see them still committed to the child, to the child, taking care of the child, even if the child is a crippled person. What is the child going to give back to us? He will give back anxiety, suffering, and they are only thinking how, even after we are dead and gone, how will the child be continued to be taken care of? This is commitment. This is duty, right? This is called karma. not yet akarma. Just doing your duty, right? Like you get into a, so every relationship, every position you take as duty, commitment. Like the word commitment. Commitment means कुछ भी हो जाए अपने करेगा. सुख हो, दुख हो, मान हो, अपमान हो, घाटा हो, प्रॉफिट हो, मौसम ठंडा हो, गर्म हो, बारिश हो, अपन कमिटेड है, करेगा. That is called duty. So Vedic training is training your children, training your family. Do your duty. Like we grow sometimes our children saying तुझे ये बनना है, तुझे ये करना है. But Yudhishthir is telling, asking Parikshit, okay, you are told so much about Parikshit. जब कुंडली देखे, बोला, will he represent the kingly order of our Vamsha, and will he live with those character of a king and do his duty as a king? That he was most concerned. Most concerned whether he will have the character and duty of the position he's taking. Right? So the training for everyone in the Vedic school is to train people in duty, not on maja. तू बनेगा, कुछ करेगा, कुछ होगा, तेरा प्रेस्टीज होगा, तेरा ये होगा, तेरा वो होगा. ये आज की दुनिया का इक्वेशन है. You don't train people for character, commitment, duty. No, you should just become big. But what will he do? What will she do? To become big, we'll use any means. So what are you teaching them? You're giving them a wrong goal, and then they're choosing a wrong means. So the Vedic training is tell them the right duty. The goal will come automatically. धर्म करेंगे, अर्थ आएगा. अर्थ के पीछे भागेंगे, अनर्थ आएगा जीवन में. If you run for artha, you will get anartha in your life. You run for dharma, artha will follow dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Right? That is the principle, right? Everybody is thinking, if I do my dharma, then the higher powers are there, Krishna is there, whatever is due to me will come. You don't make wealth, prestige, position by running behind them. You make it by qualifying yourself to be able to use it properly. Krishna will give you based on how much you can handle properly. I give you so much. Do you still do dharma? I give you more. Do you get off from your principle? हर व्यक्ति की क्षमता है ना, कितना लेकर ड्यूटी मेंटेन कर सकता है. ज्यादा आ जाता है तो फिर ड्यूटी भूल जाता है, फिर कुछ और ही प्लानिंग चालू कर देता है. So the Vedic training is talk about everyone doing their duty. That is karma. That is a karma training according to the Shastras. Right? But here we are saying one should be sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam upaishyasi. He's saying akarma. Akarma means whatever you do, it is for pleasing Krishna. Every activity you do, it is for pleasure of Krishna. Vikarma, karma, and akarma. Akarma means you understand the position of Krishna, and in every situation you're grateful to Krishna. Isn't it? Every gift we have, who has given it to us? Krishna. So then you understand Krishna's connection everywhere. And then you understand. So you do everything in connection to Krishna. So you do your duty, but then it's just not about duty, but that duty connected to offering. Like आज मैं कुछ भी ड्यूटी करूं, हाँ, कुछ भी ड्यूटी करूं, एक होगा कि ठीक है मैंने अपनी ड्यूटी की. सो बहुत लोग होते हैं ना, बहुत अभिमान होता है कि भाई जीवन भर मैंने अपना प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो किया, किसी के साथ मतभेद नहीं किया, सबकी मदद की, ये किया वो किया, एंड दे फील वेरी कॉन्टेंट, राइट, because they have been dutiful. Those who are dutiful, they will be very content. Their heart will be very strong. You will see. But the Shastra, Bhagavad Dharma says, "Na utpadayet yadi ratim shrama eva hi kevalam." All the actions, na utpadayet. Utpadayet मतलब, उत्पादयत का मतलब क्या है? हाँ, if it doesn't give birth to, if it doesn't give birth, na utpadayet यदि रतिम. रतिम मतलब, रति का मतलब क्या है? रति का मतलब अटैचमेंट फॉर कृष्ण. Whatever you do, if it doesn't increase your attachment for Krishna, shrama eva hi kevalam. It is hard labor. And how do they define hard labor? The example Prabhupada gives is like beating an empty husk. How many of you have bet a husk, paddy husk, in the farms? Anyone? So, one of our devotee was doing some farming, organic farming, So they had, like, after the whole paddy yield, they cut it and dry it in the sun, and they make a stack, right? So after that, they tie up the stack and make like bunch, and then they have a place, and you take that husk and beat it. So then all the grains, they all come out, right? तो मारते हैं वो निकल जाता है. That is how it happens. So imagine someone bet that husk 2 to 3 times. That means what happened? All the grains came off. After they beat it for 2-3 times, the grains come out, then they give you that bunch. अब तू मार. 1 घंटा मार रहा है उसको. और कितने दाने गिरे? एक भी नहीं, क्योंकि उसमें एक भी नहीं था. तो इसको बोलते हैं बीटिंग अ एम्प्टी हस्क. So if you beat an empty husk, how many grains come out? Huh? 0. But what comes out? ISM, what do you call? Exhaustion. Right? So Bhagavatam says, if you work doing your duties, what should come out is devotion. Attachment to Krishna should increase with every duty you are performing. If the attachment to Krishna is not being produced, it is only spending your whole lifetime beating. And that is why after you beat yourself whole lifetime, you don't take anything with you after the lifetime. All the people who do work greatly and make so much economies, prestige, how much can they take after their departure? No carry forward. Then a person will say, अच्छा business था क्या फिर? If they are not able to carry forward, was it good business they did in life? Huh? The most loss-making project. But so Bhagavad Dharma says, if anybody is working hard, doing all their duties of family, society, country, and getting a good reco from the whole society, अरे ये तो हमारे समाज के कुछ हैं. तो शास्त्र कहता है श्रम एव ही केवलम, पूरा जीवन उस एम्प्टी हस्क को पीट पीट के जीवन बिता दिया, नो कैरी फॉरवर्ड। भले दुनिया आपको सलाम करे, बट जेल वाले अगर आपको सलाम करे और आपको कीर्ति दे, हाँ, इसका मतलब क्या है? मतलब मानिए जेल में आपका फॉलोइंग बहुत है, सब बोलते हैं वी आर रियली प्राउड ऑफ हिम। बोले यार सारे जेल वाले बोल रहे हैं प्राउड है, मतलब उसका क्या होगा? Isn't it? So the fame of this world, so we have to be very sure where should we really want to become famous, who should see us regardful, how do we want to be seen regardful, you know, whom should we chase? So if we work hard in our life, but if we don't develop attachment to Krishna, it is shrama eva hi kevalam, पूरा जीवन श्रम किया, you know, दिन रात एक किया, गधे को भी कंपटीशन में पीछे छोड़ दिया, राइट? पर क्या मिला? पेन, सफरिंग, एग्जॉशन, नो बटोरिंग। So this is called, you know, that is not going to be karma. So akarma means action you do, attachment to Krishna will increase. Everything you do, your attachment should increase. That is what the previous verse. Everything is done with that aspect of Krishna, then attachment comes. And if attachment to Krishna comes, then automatically karma bandhan to aise hi nikal jayega. See, the whole point of binding us to this world is because we are of a quality other than what we are supposed to be of the spiritual world. Make sense? The moment we become rectified, is there any point binding a person? Maniye, sometimes somebody does some mistake in your firm, right? So you penalize them, you become very angry, upset. तुझसे ऐसे कभी मैं एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था, धाड़ धूड़ धाड़ धूड़ धाड़, तेरा ये कट वो कट ये कट वो कट ये कट. You become highly reactive, isn't it? But the moment you see after some time they improve, what happens to you? If they improve and show credibility to you now, what do? Do you hold everything? कहाँ उसको डिमोट करके निकालने वाले थे, आज वही व्यक्ति 1 साल अच्छी तरह किया और दिल जीत लिया आपका, तो कहाँ आप उसको कहाँ भेजने वाले थे, आप क्या करोगे? मतलब the moment the person rectifies, all the other bindings of what they did may not become so meaningful. The purpose of binding is because of knowing that they are not rectified, so they will always create abuse. So karma का जो बंधन है ना, it is only for creating discipline. It is not like, Krishna is bound to follow the rules of karma. ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रभु इतने कर्म किया है तो कैसे आप जल्दी लेके जा सकते हो? अरे कृष्णा is made the principle of karma to keep a person in control and rectification. The purpose of karma is not that Krishna is also like bound with accounts book. Right? At any point of time, he's the owner, by the way. If he wants to waive off, what does it take? If you want to waive off someone's loan, imagine you've given a loan of 10,000 rupees to some employee of yours. For him, it's a burden, but for you, it is like, हाथ का खर्चा भी नहीं. Maybe. Very easy, na? So for Krishna to remove someone's karma, is it a burden for him? So the moment we rectify, the bindings become loose automatically and we become liberated. That's why a devotee's focus is more on not papa and punya. Obviously, we should be within the boundaries what Prabhupada has given. We should not be so much a devotee that we don't even follow any boundary. But I'm saying once you keep yourself in a boundary of duty, then there should be the focus on devotion, akarma. तो अकर्म हमें करना चाहिए. Akarma means always we are grateful to Krishna. We always accept our position to be servant of Krishna and do everything in service to Krishna. ये फैमिली किसका है? कृष्ण का है. ये कंपनी किसका है? ये हारमोनियम किसका है? सब कुछ किसका है? कृष्ण का है. मैं कौन हूं? दास. जब तक हम समझें कि मैं बॉस हूं और ये मेरा बड़प्पन है कि मैं कह रहा हूं मैं दास हूं, नहीं. भगवान अंदर की बात देखेंगे. भैया बाहर क्या बोल रहा है, ये दुनिया दिखावटी बनावटी हमको भी बेच बाच के ले जाएगा. भगवान बोलता है हम अंदर से नहीं देखे, बाहर से नहीं देखे, हम अंदर से देखेगा क्या बोल रहा है. बाहर से बोला, भगवान अंदर से रिकॉर्डर में सुन रहे एंड देन बोलने के बाद बोलते हैं नहीं, आई वांट टू प्रूव, लेट अस गिव हिम अ टेस्ट. इन द टेस्ट वेदर ही विल प्रूव or whether she will prove, we will see. So Krishna is always safe player, you know. क्या बोला और अभी देखो थोड़ा टेस्ट देख रहे थे क्या किया, तो वहां पे क्लियर हो जाता है. और अगर जो बोला और जो टेस्ट में पास किया, if you pass a test, what happens? Promotion. This is how you make promotion. How do you promote yourself in bhakti? You keep acting in commitment with Krishna, even if it's a small thing, and Krishna promotes you. Right? Hare Krishna. जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. हरे कृष्ण.